Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the EndorRejects. My name is Elmiir, and welcome back to season 1 of Andor. I'm joined, as always, by...
Hey guys, I'm Drahko.
And I'm Molimo.
What are we doing today?
Yeah, like you said, we're going to be jumping right into episode 5 of season 1. Let's just jump right into this.
I still live with my mom. That's what he's thinking. I mean, I'd be pretty upset, too.
You're slouching.
I don't remember that part.
Is that how you've been presenting?
Ooh, look at that droid in the corner.
Oh, cool.
Great deal.
I never noticed that. Those are just tricks.
Being a leader.
Those are literally just
isn't
tricks.
Something one just turns on and off. By the time you remember to sit up straight, it's too late. You might as well wear a sign that says, "I promise to disappoint you." Shame we couldn't have seen more of each other when you were
She's so
flourishing.
awful.
I'd have the memory to sustain me.
Well, you could have come anytime you wanted.
You've remembered how to mock me.
Forgotten how sensitive you can be.
Uncle Harlow will know what's best.
Do we ever see Uncle Harlow?
Not that I remember.
It's all there.
Look at them titties.
Bill asked me to have a look. I think she's having second thoughts. Go talk to her if you want. She'll be up soon. You didn't come with much.
He'd have been ended right there had that been me.
It's pretty clear you left wherever you were in a hurry.
You don't touch my shit.
Would you care to describe the way in which you would make that happen?
Not have snapped his neck.
Oh, I figured you would have
How's your arm?
at least made him feel it slowly.
And,
Yeah. It's not like he could stop me.
Doesn't look like it could stop many people.
Right.
you know what this means, don't you? Right to it. Cratehead? See, they don't know. I got no idea. What about this?
By the hand.
So where were you?
Sipo.
They built a lot of cages, huh? The axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Now it's our turn to do the chopping.
So that's it. That's why you're here? Revenge?
Yeah, that's good enough for now. You?
I was told I could help.
Nemec's a surprise. He's green, but he's all in. He's a true believer. Nothing but the cause for him. And there's Cinta. Cinta Koss. She is stone cold and fearless. Probably the toughest one here. She's already sharing a blanket, if that's what you're wondering.
And the lieutenant?
Without him, there's no plan.
He could be walking us right into a trap.
They would have taken us down by now. Maybe that's what you're here for.
I'm here to win and walk away.
Driver's here.
Cloris.
Yes.
You know his name. Is leader ready? We need to be going.
Oh, change in plan. Dad's taking me. You're taking me, right?
Clear it with her.
Man, that's like
I
they're
don't have early
both
class today.
against her.
We planned this.
You did?
Get your coat. It's not up for discussion.
Are you serious?
Am I serious? The point is, we have a schedule. The driver's waiting. I've planned on this and we're going.
You're only doing it to show off.
What would I be showing off?
You're involved somehow.
That's just so hurtful.
See? There you go.
Go where?
That's my point. It's all about you, isn't it? It's always all about you.
Is this really how you'd like to start the day?
I didn't choose this conversation.
Good gracious. Whew. Somebody would have gotten slapped in my household. The household I grew up in. That's what I
Just
Yeah.
Really?
No, my mom would have slapped my freaking mouth.
Tray milk. You can
What?
open it.
Fey milk.
You make
Could have swore I heard gray milk.
That's what I thought, but it's
Yeah.
isn't it the animal's called
I think
Fays?
you're right. Yeah.
That's an old one.
one of the best navigational tools ever built. Can't be jammed or intercepted. Something breaks, you can fix it yourself.
Hard to learn.
Yes, but once you've mastered it, you're free.
He's writing a manifesto. Did he tell you? Apparently the only thing keeping us from liberty is a few more ideas.
What about it?
How would you do it?
How would I know the weight? Is this a test?
It's a simple question.
You don't know how to get it off the runway, do you?
We know how to fly it.
Yeah, but you gotta get it up there first.
Answer the question.
You really don't, do you? You don't know how to get it out of there.
How do you input the weight?
You sure it's on the rail? That's how they keep it. You're sure of that?
Yes, we're sure. Lieutenant Gorn is in there every day.
There's a load clutch. It's a big, ugly handle just right next to the booster throttle. There's a gauge just below to read out the weight. What were you gonna do if I wasn't here?
Might have been ugly, but we'd have figured it out.
No, okay.
You don't just figure
No, you'll
something
do
like
as you're
that out
told.
during.
I'm flattered. We can say it's your idea. I don't care, but if it's my ass on the line, I'm pulling this thing out of there.
Glenn.
Man.
I want to live there.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Damn. Private Clem. You're a sentry from the Al-Kenzi airbase transferred for special duty. Shoulders back. More.
Don't touch me. If you want something, you tell me.
Mo, they're not really marching. They're not even rolling their feet.
Yeah, I need to see some better heel-to-toe action.
That's what I mean.
Ego.
Still clearing out some guests. What do you think?
Band nerds.
There's a hotel.
Yeah, but that's not the band.
Want it or not?
Yeah,
The
but
soldiers, different shit.
You're taking
yeah,
this.
their marching
asking
isn't
if
as
this would do as
disciplined.
your
I promise.
Yeah, and we look better.
It doesn't come with extra pay.
I never said your military marching isn't as disciplined. I said theirs. See, look at that. They're lifting their knees too much.
He's the leader.
I like how all
He's the
their
gatekeeper.
weapons are facing
So
different
eyes on him
directions.
at all times.
Doesn't Andor mention that?
Left to right-handed.
Last man in, bolt
Yeah.
the door behind him.
What are they doing?
Never mind about them. You got enough to worry about.
You should switch. He's left-handed.
Make that note, please, Drahko. I would
Should
like to
swap
hear your
sides.
thought later.
Why? Why switch sides?
Skin is left-handed. You want your weapon on the outside.
What am I?
Right-handed.
Taramin?
Right.
Cinta?
Right.
Nemec?
Favors right, but shoots left.
Fine. Let's switch.
He's very observant.
Mm-hmm. He has to be.
Wait!
One of the best sounds.
Cover the...
Go, 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 go!
They just said cover the...
They did.
Not blasters.
Yeah, yeah. Terrifying.
One of my favorite sounds in Star Wars.
I love the attention to detail for the air current spiraling.
Bro, Kimsey.
Can you imagine this place with a couple of thousand of them?
Yes. I can. Get about your business, Corporal. I'll be making rounds tomorrow night, and I expect you at your station.
So, yes, sir.
What? What did I miss? Is there something I need to be aware of?
Nope.
No.
Just tell me.
Whenever you're looking down, I went...
How's your arm?
I'll leave that in.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm just moving
Pretty
your
good.
stuff.
Of course, that would be the only time you'd ever be able to see the top of my head.
Dress yourself.
Let's have a look at you. Make a soldier of you yet.
Andor's thinking, I'm already a better soldier than you.
I have an amazing what if for the end.
I don't know what I'm doing about any of it. Yes, you do. You're onto something. Kessel. Fondor. Targeting consoles from Jakku. Proton warheads from Base K, the Steerguard Star Path. He's right, though. It's too spread out to be organized. But you don't believe that. I know this. If I was them, this is how I'd do it. I'd spread it out. Never climb the same fence twice. It's too random to be random. 2 more files each.
Yeah, those uniforms would choke the crap out of me. So seeing her adjusting it, that
makes me kind of further believe that she's having a panic attack in the season 2 trailer.
jealous much?
The rebellion.
Now I know what Drahko feels.
What do you mean?
You know how you feel about the tan
No, it's
skinned
just-
ladies?
That lady just, she's showing her jealousy. And that was the second time.
Oh, I took it as she's asking Andor that. Jealous much?
No.
Okay, I see what you mean.
They've been talking so long, the cereal got soggy.
The blue milk started curdling.
Can I guess?
Kind of reminds me of Cyberpunk.
What does?
The space that they're living in right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm writing something down right now, actually. They're about to head to Mount Doom.
Bam, bam, ba-da-bam.
You know what that reminds me of?
Hmm.
Skeleton Crew.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Didn't they rack them the same way?
I think so. Similarly. Similarly, at least.
Don't move. Because you know what'll happen.
Hey, what are you doing?
There we go. I knew it.
See?
I knew you were lying. I knew it. Sky Kyber. He's been hiding it.
Skeen?
But the clothes on his back and a stone worth 30,000 credits?
If you have a problem, you come to me.
Here I am. I need to know who I'm riding with.
You know exactly who I am. And you know I'll kill you for it.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we know it's not a fake, huh?
It's your call.
Let's not go too far, Clem.
I just want what's mine.
Yeah, don't put me on the spot.
Enough! Everyone stands down. Everyone!
He already screwed up.
We'll
He
talk.
put a blade to his throat. There's no coming back from that.
I'm being paid.
That's
it.
Takes
I'm here for the
huge
money.
balls to go ahead and
You
do
can't
that.
live with that? I don't want to walk in looking over my shoulder.
You knew this.
The choice was take him or call it off.
Call it off.
You should have told us days ago.
Maybe so.
It just would have been something else.
What's that mean?
What do you think it means?
It's really only the money.
To take a risk like this? Come on,
Maybe you're the one that's afraid.
make a choice. Don't use me as an excuse.
Hmm.
Cinta.
I freaking love Andor, man.
You can all chew on it there. All of you.
I mean, we're already here. Do you really want to let this bother you this much to where we can't do this?
Right.
Tell me about this new foundation.
Oh, didn't think you'd be interested.
Why is that?
It's charitable.
Dang.
What's his name?
Cloris.
Cloris.
Sir.
Would you mind taking the expressway?
It looks like the ship on episode 2.
Yeah.
The bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm. It does. A little bit. The front end
little
looks
bit.
different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It looks more like a more luxury version of what Anakin jumped into in Attack of the Clones.
Almost like a Cadillac edition.
Yes, exactly.
Rolls Royce edition.
Just not a convertible.
Right. Right.
I wonder if those are actual Star Wars figures.
They're Black Series.
Hot toys.
They're hot toys. No, they look too small to be hot toys.
Yeah, they're Black Series.
Yeah, they could be Black Series, honestly. Hang on. Maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know.
No, they look like Black Series.
I'll tell you about my brother. There's a long version, but what matters is they killed him.
You'll get to meet him soon.
What kind of farm?
That's what I would have said.
That's as close to an apology as you're gonna get.
It's close enough.
Because what I'm about to do, I ain't apologizing for.
Jeremy's in charge now.
You said that an hour ago.
Am I keeping you up?
There's nothing coming through.
It looked like a holocron.
You want to be useful? Go clean some coin.
A little big, right?
Yeah, it is big.
Yeah.
It is big, but you don't see very many things shaped like that, specifically in the Star Wars universe.
You checked your walk-away bag.
Yes.
And the one on
It's
the
a companion
I
cube.
don't like seeing. There's nothing
know
else
what
you
that
can do, Luther.
It's a puzzle game. You wouldn't be interested.
prediction.
Belle's the only one who traces back.
Makes me wonder how she has any authority to tell him what to do.
Elmiir, why don't you lead us off? What you think?
I think this is probably my least favorite episode so far. If I'm having to go off of just what we've seen, because it's been so long since I've seen the first season. In terms of like specifics, in the very first scene, whenever she's berating him, I noticed that some of the fruit on the table is, I forget what it's called, but it's the same fruit in Rebels that Ezra steals.
Like Paya or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's a really weird name, but and my question was, does Uncle Harlow officially work for the Empire?
Yeah, it really doesn't say much, and I don't remember if we actually get to see him or not. So,
Right.
I do know that you will see him work again in like an office type setting. So I don't remember if he's in that.
Yeah.
But if he is,
Do you remember seeing him?
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
That's why when we were watching everything, I was asking the same question.
Yeah. In terms of other specifics, Andor calls what's his name? I forget his name. Skeen, is that right?
Yes.
Calls him a crate head, Kraite.
Who said that?
Andor called Skeen that. My biggest question, I think, in terms of just super specifics, how did Perrin turn their daughter against Mon Mothma? Like, she seems very, very, very against her mom.
Well,
I
think,
and usually daughters, relate more to their mothers. So what happened? Really?
They're daddy's little girls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why that's a saying, daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
I think between the two, they're obviously politically so different, and then also you also see that as much as there's want to, and as much as like Mamatha's just not in her life as much as she probably wants. Both of them, and so you kind of get that from her. She's like, "You're never here anyways. Don't worry about it." Dad.
Yeah.
I think that's it right there.
Dad will take me. And so there's probably, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's feeding into it a little bit too, because he's
the cool dad.
He's a good parent in all of this, and so
The good parent.
I'm sure he feeds into it as well. Well,
Oh yeah.
to be fair, if you're looking at this on a logistic level, I mean, Mon Mothma, she's got to make, and
Both.
she's got to make choices.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
And I think Lita is at least picking up subconsciously as much as Perrin might be.
Drahko, did you have any notes?
Mine basically was like a couple for me. Like, what is by the hand? When he showed the tattoo, and he's like, "Do you know what this is?" And he says, "By the hand."
I wonder if
what is that?
I wonder if it was a reference to like in Legends and whatnot. You know, they talked
Right.
about the hands of Palpatine, the hands of the
Oh
Emperor.
yeah.
And remember, they actually talk about that in the book that we recently listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
because Jade is technically an Emperor's hand.
Yeah.
Right, but this is just called by
Yeah.
the hand. When he was talking about you were looking at this tattoo right here,
The
Mhm.
and he was
barcode.
telling him what that is. I think that was a prison tattoo, like. But
Yeah.
this one that kind of looked like a hand,
hmm
and he says, "Do you know what this is?" And he says, "By the hand."
So that indicates to me that Perrin, gracious, Skeen. He said he always hated the Empire, essentially, but we don't know if he ever worked for the Empire. But I gather that he never has.
But it could have just been an organization, the by the
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, a different call sign almost.
And then when you asked me to write down what
Yes.
was bothering me, we'll talk about it later. That was when they were marching, they were flagging. They were even while they were talking, they were constantly flagging each other with the barrel of their weapon. And that's I don't care if it's in Star Wars or in Saving Private Ryan or what. You should always know you're not going to flag
Yeah,
anybody
that's
with the
like the
barrel of
number
your
one
rifle or gun.
rule of pew pews. It doesn't matter
Exactly.
what universe it's in.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just don't do it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great point. That's a great point.
and then another one that was for me was while they were Mon Mothma and what did you Perrin
Perrin,
were riding in the Rolls Royce
the Cadillac
of
Rolls Royce. Yeah,
right
airspeed.
while they were riding in that and they were sitting far apart. What I noticed the most was how clean they looked. And
Yeah,
what I mean by that is not
yeah.
that, oh, they just took a shower.
No, no, yeah, no.
Their style, their have you ever seen a Mon Mothma uh,
The
cosplay?
drip.
The drip that kids call it now, the drip. But have you ever seen a cosplay
I would
from
love to
by
seen it.
her?
Though.
You see
No,
Padme Amidala all the time. You see
right.
some Princess Leia's, but Mon Mothma was looking fucking badass.
She was
But
looking sharp.
so was her little weak ass husband. Another thing I noticed, not noticed, when you were talking about the fruit and you were wondering what it was called, it's
Mm.
Melu runs.
Melu runs.
Mm.
That's right.
So M-E yeah, Meloruns.
Yep.
So Melu runs. Yeah.
And they even add the word fruit at the end of it. It's like it's already a mouthful as it is. Can we condense this? Can we just call them Melus?
Yeah, and they kind of really do just yeah, they do call it fruit at the end. That is
Yeah.
true.
Even Hera was like Melu run fruit. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. But they're probably doing that for the audience because we've never heard of Melu runs.
sure.
We might think somebody's running and it's May. Melu
Maybe
is running.
yeah, maybe there was an operation called the Melu run and it involved those fruit or something. I don't know. Like the trench run?
Right? And that was basically one of the quests that she had them go on, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That was the Melu run
That was the Melu run. The Melu
mission.
run
Yep.
run.
Yep. But yeah, no, that was yours though. I just looked up what it was called.
Yeah, so I had another small note, and this is just the band nerd in me. There was a triangle being played under very subtly the entire score, almost the
Mm,
entire episode.
Hmm.
And I
cool.
noticed it simply because I muted myself to clear my throat, and whenever I unmuted myself, I thought there was some weird feedback thing going on. And I was like, "Wait, what is that? It sounds like a triangle." Ding, ding. So I don't know if that was just them adding a pacing thing subconsciously, subliminally. Oh, we're ramping up. Oh, we're getting there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so I had a few things. The limo that they're in is called a JPP 192 limo speeder. The other little like thing I thought was fun as far as sounds is whenever Cyril threw the little pebble
Bloop.
bloop.
There it is.
We already talked about the tattoo.
yep.
I wrote that note as well. Skeen's tattoos were very unique and very interesting.
Mhm.
Um, when they talked about the hand, my first thought was the hand of the Empire.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
and the thing is
You can't help it.
it
Yeah.
shouldn't even make sense because who is this guy? How would
Yeah.
he be so close to
The Emperor.
the Emperor yet
How could he
now?
possibly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
without being more of a character.
Yeah.
I also had a note about her home. I thought it was just very interesting, very
Cyberpunk.
cyberpunk. Yeah, that's not the note I had. It was more. It was just the note I had specifically was it was interesting to see how different their home is versus Andor's. Andor, like all three of us were like, man, this place is like really homey. Like I could see myself living in this, and theirs was very. I don't know.
Yeah.
As
Very
technical
retro futurism.
as technologically advanced as it was, is
Yeah.
also like soulless.
It's sterile,
Yeah.
almost like
Yeah.
hospital sterile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the homes on Ferrix almost seem like a Hobbit hovel,
Yeah.
you know, in
But
Bag End.
to me, I loved Mon Mothma's home.
Oh,
That's
I
the
do
one
too.
I would want to stay in. That was like luxury, dude. That was nice.
And my last thing, I don't know if this is going to get us going on a conversation or not, but
Uh-oh.
here's my last one.
Here we go.
What if,
No.
what if Lutheran was some sort of Sith?
No.
Because, how is he
Show your
got,
work.
how does he have Kyber?
Yeah.
Specific Kyber. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know much about Kyber Sky, so I need to look that up for myself and for us. But how does he have that? And then how does he have? I understand he's a art dealer. I get that. But I think there's just like as we alluded to it before, there's just so many faces of him. What if he's just like? What if he is a hand this whole time?
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd be willing to go that far, but I wouldn't be
Sure.
surprised if he's a double agent of some kind.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Would not
Yeah.
be surprised
Yeah.
by that. But Sith might be a stretch, but at the same time, there's I'm of two minds of it. It's like he travels a lot. It's Sky Kyber, so I imagine that it's Kyber that's in an asteroid belt of some kind, and so he's often looking for things to sell.
Yeah.
So
You know,
maybe he stumbled upon it, and like in Elite Dangerous, he did some core mining, and
you know, I, obviously I pulled this one out,
yeah, yeah.
but it's just one
And
of
that
those
was your what
things.
if?
Yeah, this was my big what if, because
Hmm.
we're definitely gonna see the end of this character, or we should see the end of this character in season 2.
Mm,
Well, I would also add that he would not be a Sith. If anything, he would be an Inquisitor of some kind. If he is any type of lightsaber force user of any kind whatsoever, because there's always two, and there's already two, no more, no less. So he would
Well,
not be a Sith per se.
right, right. He,
An ambiguous force user like Jod?
I'm wondering. Yeah, that was my thing. I've been thinking about that specifically during this episode. I was like, all right, did he do anything that was just like could have been force?
A
Will
little bit of a
yeah, a little bit,
thing.
sleight of hand. But yeah, yeah. I don't know, man.
I like the thought. I really do. I like entertaining the thought for
Sure.
sure.
it is entertaining,
It's something to
but
chew on for sure.
the amount of things that he is able to get his hands on,
Mhm.
as they call it, a Kuwati signet, also known as a Sky Kyber pendant. No, that does not surprise me that he has it in his hand and doesn't make me think he's a Sith. I think it's interesting that you went there.
Yeah.
I love it. But
yeah.
no, that man has a fucking the armor that he's got inside of
Treasure
his
trove, dude.
dude, everything he's got in there, but that armor is whose?
And all of it is questionable.
Right.
It looks like Star Killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
He's also got Mandalorian. He's also got the amount of rare shit that he just has on display, not even in the back.
Yeah.
That Sky Kyber pendant, that's shit.
My biggest question out of that is why did he give it to Andor? That's my big concern. Why would
For
you
trust.
for trust? But like,
Yeah, here's your down payment for now.
Is
But
it
I'm going to
was
give
a
you
down payment. Okay, that makes more
Yeah,
sense. to me.
But he said, I'm going to take this back and give you your 200,000 because this is only worth 30 to 40.
It was
And that's what he
collateral.
told him.
It was like,
Yeah.
okay, if you don't trust me, then here's this very expensive
Here.
thing. Hold on to it. I'll ask for it back later, and I'll give you your
Right.
money. Okay, that makes way.
Or you take off with this crystal, which I hope you don't.
Yeah.
You can just take this and not even try,
Mhm.
or take this and I'll give you your 200,000 when you succeed.
Yeah, because whenever exchanges like that happen, it's almost inherently, and I say almost, bear with me, it's almost inherently sentimental. I was like, why would he give him that? And I forgot that he did give it to him for collateral. So thank you, I appreciate that.
But what I hope we don't see is where this ends up in a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
this what color was Rey's?
it was yellow, but the Kyber has a tint of blue in it, though.
Well, she had
So hers was
multiple,
yellow.
but yeah. Her ending
Okay.
one was
That was the
yellow.
first one?
Yeah.
Huh?
Her
first one that
ending,
she got that Finn used, though.
that's Anakin's. That's Anakin's lightsaber.
Okay.
So we already know where that comes from. So in terms of it being like, I really hope it does not end up in a lightsaber at all. You know?
Something happens to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they won't touch on what happens to it. And I'm not completely convinced that he's going to die. It's most likely going to happen, but
Right.
not convinced. They could just he's gone somewhere else. I don't know. I'm hoping, man. I like that. I like the dude.
I know. And I was just thinking, so you're more inclined to believe that Ahsoka is going to die, but not Luthen.
No. Well, she dies twice.
Yeah, she does, technically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so they can bring him back.
Yeah.
They brought Sabine back. They brought.
Don't get me wrong. I love
Ahsoka
Luthen.
back.
I really love Luthen. He's one of my all-time favorite Star Wars characters. Period.
Dude, he's becoming my favorite.
But
in his ship. Oh,
I don't think he's gonna make it out of this.
Yeah.
You know,
he goes and lives on the planet with Luke.
He's really Uncle Owen in disguise. That's the double agent.
No.
But I don't think he was ever a Sith. Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I think he's got more good in his body than Obi-Wan. I know, too far. I went too far.
Based off of how Obi-Wan treated Anakin, I'm inclined to kind of side with Drahko on this one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, it was just a what if. All right.
Very good observation.
discussion.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Our general thought, I guess, I can just share my own, and then you guys can tell me what you guys thought. I thought it was a little bit not quite flat, but not. It definitely wasn't as crescendo as the last episode was, but they're leading up to it. I thought it was a pretty good episode. What did you guys think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't like I wasn't on the edge of my seat or nothing, but it was entertaining me. It said a lot about what they were doing, and that they didn't know what they were doing. They needed Andor.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
A lot of information to give to the audience,
Yep.
and they handled it quite well.
Yeah. They do a really good job of telling,
They do.
multiple stories all at once.
Yeah. Gilroy is very, very good at writing. They need to hire him for more things, Disney. But please stay tuned for episode 6. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. Get into some arguments if you'd like. It will be leading into season 2. So stay tuned and say goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye.
May the force be with you.